Welcome back to Real Chalk. I'm Jamie.
I'm Sam.
And we've got our head of media, Connor.
Thank you. I wasn't forgotten this time.
Quick retake there.
Yeah.
So we're going to hit the clock now. We're going to get into it. Today we are going to do a Q&A session where Connor is going to throw a few questions at us. Some things training, some things just general. He's going to lash them at us. We don't even know what's coming yet. And we're going to answer them as best as we can.
Yeah.
So let's kick it off and let's get into it.
All of these questions are from the lovely people of Instagram. So if you are watching this, you can leave a comment underneath the episode and I will try and ask the lads in the future. So where's that clock? Clock's on. Okay. First question we're going to go with. We'll go for kind of a simple one. Nothing that's going to rack your brains. We're just going to talk a little bit about CrossFit to start, and how normal people like myself anyways can stay motivated at home when they don't have access to their normal kind of, CrossFit equipment. What's something you could do at home, easy workouts, or just general motivation tips? Because it's kind of hard, even if you've got, like, I've dumbbells at home and stuff, but I'm struggling to get myself to use them. So any tips for me?
I would definitely say make a routine or a schedule and just stick to it. If you stick to it for like 2 or 3 days, you're probably more likely to stick to it. So like, say, okay, at 6 p.m. every day, I am in the place that I'm going to do my workout. It could be a living room, whatever. I'm going to get started at 6 p.m. every day, no matter what. Even if it's just 6 p.m., I'm just going to be in that room. It just builds the habit. And I think what most people struggle with is, okay, I'll do this workout at some point, and then suddenly it's 9 p.m. They're like, okay, I'm tired. Yeah, I'm going to bed. Which is like, if you're like, I am
spot on.
Yeah. Or it's like, or you're about to say, I'll do it at 6, and 6:01. I'll wait till 6:30.
Yeah, 100%. Especially as well with lockdown, it's just a complete nightmare. Everyone's stuck at home. I think if you can start the day with the workout, because everyone's got flexible hours and that type of thing, and Zoom calls are coming up, or people are going for coffees, your schedule is all over the place. So if you can start the day, even if it's something basic, like if you're just going to get moving, doing a 30-minute workout. I know there's loads of home workouts on Instagram. I'm throwing them up on Head On Fitness every day, trying to get a daily workout in. So if you can do something like that, and then finally, if we're talking CrossFit wise, maybe you might want to get some skills down. So everyone loses motivation when they don't have equipment, and it's really hard to get equipment at the moment. But if you can say, I'm going to practice my double unders and I'm going to get my first set of 50, or I'm going to do some handstand work. I know lots of people are doing different handstand seminars or double under seminars online on all different Instagram platforms. So yeah, picking a skill and working that would definitely be something I do. Yeah. 100%.
Pistols, and then there's no excuse for not be a class runner at the end of lockdown.
That's true. That's 100%. Get out there, run the mountains. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, people can always tell when we're back in lockdown because I start putting up running posts again. So yeah, we're definitely in lockdown. Okay, that's some pretty solid advice. I think the best one I'd say is probably the scheduling. I think that's what I've been terrible with. I'm just like, what time is it? 6 o'clock?
If you don't have a schedule, you're not going to do it at all.
Yeah.
You say, even if it's just a basic schedule, okay, 5, 6 p.m., just going to do it.
Yeah.
And even if you're just in the room, eventually you'll start moving and doing something.
Yeah, and also maybe if you pick a program you're following, you don't have to sign up to the program, like even a site, whether it's the CrossFit Games, whether it's my Head On, whether Sam, you're throwing up workouts. If you're looking at one page every day, then no matter what it is, whether you like it or not, you have to do their workout. That's also a good challenge, and sometimes you can see people's scores on Instagram. So that's a good way of doing it. Or even roping a friend in and asking them what their score is every day, so you have that leaderboard type of feel, like in a class with the whiteboard.
Yeah, or I have a WhatsApp group called the CrossFat Games, which is where we all post our shite workouts. All right, here's a left field question. Death row meal. So your last meal, or if you had to only eat one thing.
I'm calling up Butcher's Grill. I'm getting on to them and I'm asking them to deliver my Coda Buff with the onion rings, nice chips, 100%. Butcher's Grill all the way, and then a chocolate sundae to finish. Bring it on.
That's very good. I have a potential 2, but it's probably just 1. I think I'd have to go for 2 doubles from Bunsen.
Oh, game changer. Yeah, fair.
And I'd die a happy man. Very full and happy man.
Yeah, well, I think, and as well, that is the challenge. When you go to Bunsen, you got to do the 2 doubles, chips, and chocolate milkshake. If you do that, you're in the big leagues.
You're in the big dog category.
I have a confession. I've never been to Bunsen.
Well,
get out.
Turn off the camera. We have to pause this.
That's the end of this episode. It's been on my list for ages, but I'm just like, I'm so lazy. I never go to town.
We'll go.
Okay, we'll go for a Bunsen.
I think we need to set a challenge out there to. I think people need to tag us and stuff if they go for 2 doubles.
Yeah.
I think that's I think we need to make a
The
club.
real chalk challenge.
Yeah.
Two
If you go
doubles.
for 2 doubles in one sitting, with the fries or chips and a milkshake, you tag us and we will. I don't know if there's a prize, but we'll definitely we'll think of something.
Yeah, we'll figure that
Might
out when we
feature
get
you
there.
on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, send us a screenshot or a picture of you with your double, and
Yeah.
we'll pop it up on screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I think mine would be a carbonara. I like
Oh.
such a pasta fiend. So
That's very
yeah,
good.
absolutely love a carbonara. So that'd be my death row meal.
Nice. We get
Um,
Filippo to make a carbonara.
Yeah, fair.
I think
Italian stallion.
Good
definitely.
cook.
Italian,
Yeah.
the comedy king.
Loves his broccoli, that man. Loves his broccoli.
No, true.
Yeah. Sticking to that kind of death row style. 3 things on a desert island. You're stuck on a desert island. You can only have 3 things with you.
Over to you, Sam.
Is a life raft a cheat answer?
Yeah, no, you're not getting off this
Okay.
island. Like you're stuck.
I'd bring my girlfriend Siobhan.
Safe answer.
Safe answer. I
Yeah.
think I'd be in trouble if I didn't say that. I would bring.
Or else she's gonna hate you because you've just now stranded her on an island with you.
Yeah, true.
I'd bring my
True.
dog Whiskey anyway because he I could just lash onto his back and he could probably swim me
Swim
anywhere.
safely,
He's a 70-kilo dinosaur, so that would help. Bring a skimboard or a surfboard.
True.
Connor's been telling us he hits the waves, so I definitely like to give that a go. And my third item, man, I don't know. Maybe if I could bring that Code Above steak with me, I'd probably have that as my
So
first
for the
meal.
record,
So.
Anna isn't on your list.
Oh, whiskey's in there. Sorry, Anna.
It's only because she's not here today. You're saying
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Oh, that's funny.
You still have 2 left, Sam. All you've got is your
2
girlfriend
left.
currently.
Yeah.
You could have Anna if you want to. Stop.
I definitely have to. I think I'd bring some doubles from Bunsen as well, for sanity. And I have to bring like your phone or something. Or
Neither of you have picked anything to do. All you have.
I'm
is-
surfing.
That's
I'm
okay.
fresh.
All right, James. Fine.
true, surfing would be good. I'd bring maybe like a. Yeah,
You can bring a
surfing's good.
football or something.
Football. I'd bring a beach ball.
Wilson style, like.
Yeah.
I'll play with myself. I'll hit it like this side.
I'll
Run
take
it.
that out of context.
Bounce it back.
All right.
Wilson style. What's Wilson style?
Just
From
a
Castaway?
movie with it. Yeah, Castaway.
No, sorry, haven't seen it.
Oh come on! It's like the volleyball with the red handprint on it, and he's like stranded on an island. He's talking to it the whole time.
I think I've seen memes about it, but I don't think I've.
Yeah. Well, it's a famous movie. Anyways, that's
yeah,
you.
but just whatever it is, just like that.
Yeah. Okay. Let me pull up the next question then. Another non-CrossFit one. Guilty pleasure. What was someone just dropped a very heavy barbell outside? Apologies. Are you a fan
what
of
did
like
the-
knitting or I don't know, like the harmonica? Is there any guilty
I
pleasures?
did learn to knit at one point. I did do home ec till 3rd year.
Did you have a
was-
say in that, or you just had to do it?
No, I thought it was better than doing some of the other subjects I had an option for, because I didn't do any languages in school, so I had to pick extra like choice subjects to do my like
Yeah,
six
like
ones.
that or applied maths or something like.
Yeah, I wasn't doing applied maths. I was going to cook Thai green curries and knit stuff.
I don't really have anything like that. But say trying to play an instrument. I know I tried to play guitar because the rule in my family was that if I played the acoustic guitar for a year, then I'd be allowed to get an electric guitar. And I love all my like Thunderstruck and
Yeah.
heavy AC/DC stuff and that type of thing. So that was definitely something I was going for. But I got past the year and I was just so bad. Like every time I change chord, you just couldn't hear any difference. That my parents just like, no, you're not. Just stop. So
Yeah.
no,
In the
unfortunately,
words
I
of
never
Homer
got it.
Simpson, you tried your best and failed miserably. So the lesson is never try.
If that's one thing you can take away from today's episode, is never try. Okay, next question. We'll go for a more CrossFit related one. If you're in charge of CrossFit HQ at the minute, what would you change or bring in that you think might improve the sport of CrossFit?
For the sport, I definitely would make a super teams division. It's cool having the affiliates and all, so like you can see what's the best or fittest gym. But I'd
So
like,
for reference, is super teams like you can team up with anyone in the world? Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Okay.
so I'd like to see, because it makes the sport a bit more professional. Like you can, like even for you last year, it's like I'm almost like contracted to be on a team, and
Yeah, exactly.
we're searching prize money and stuff. Like it gives more opportunities for some of the bigger athletes, you know.
Yeah, it also breaks up the season as well. Like you saw Mickey Smith went on a team last year for, was that Wadapalooza or?
Yeah, and also strength and depth.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So it makes it not more fun, but it can kind of, it depends what your goals are. But if you're taking your individual really, really serious, then if you get to do one or two team events with with friends and that type of thing, that's great crack. And also it opens up a whole world of sponsorships because there's such high caliber athletes on a team. So
Yeah.
definitely
That's the opportunities big time, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. So that's probably one good version. And then also maybe if they were breaking up the open, if you kind of decided you wanted to be more competitor or you wanted to be more combined and like everyone doing it together, maybe if they set that aside, so then you can enroll yourself in the competitor version to try to qualify for sanctionals or regionals.
Yeah.
If you stepped up saying I want to be one of them, then maybe they could push the standard on the open from early on, so you'd see more heavier barbells or even a handstand obstacle, something that they could bring more movements in that not everyone is familiar at. Because I know in competitions normally they might throw in an odd object or a handstand course, so you never really know what's going to show up. While the open, the workouts aren't predictable, but the movements are predictable. So if they could start inventing some just crazy stuff, it just keeps you on your toes and it can make the workouts more fun.
I would say I would add to that, like, for sure. But I would add, like, remember in the stage 1 of the CrossFit Games this year where there was online, they sent judges to each athlete, like a registered judge that knew exactly what to do and made sure you'd only do the workouts once. If they could like standardize the judges in such a way that for the people that are seriously competitive about CrossFit, they'd have like a judge on site, ready to like make the certain calls and like facilitate the day if like you have to do this workout and that workout and that
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
definitely. Because there's nothing worse of like when you hear that someone like did a workout like not within the rules. Like, do you remember the double under workout? So it was in 2017 and it was double unders and thrusters. It was 10 rounds.
Yeah.
And I know one guy submitted his video in the
Oh, yeah.
States somewhere. Basically, he did one round really fast, fair play, and then he just put it on loop and then put his time up. So like
I've seen
that's
that.
crazy.
And there was one guy last year who did double unders without the wire attached to his rope, so he just jump up, because obviously when you're spinning double unders you can't see the rope spinning, so he's just like
Yeah.
spinning his double unders with no rope attached.
Yeah, it's
Probably
crazy.
had someone going like
Yeah, exactly, right
in
beside the
background.
camera.
Yeah,
You'd love to hear some of the stories, like how far people have pushed it. you
yeah.
know?
There's
But,
definitely an infamous
yeah, but
Irish
it's also
character.
Yeah, but it's also in the back of your head as well. You never know kind of what standards people are adhering to. So it would be great if they could send out a judge everywhere, just like a competition. It would make it a really fair playing ground because there's so much at stake now. So
Yeah.
definitely.
I 100% agree.
Okay, so I just need to get like one of you on stilts, and you can stand in and do my open for me. I'd say we could. I'd say we could get away with that. What do you think?
Yeah.
You don't need extra big stilts for us
Yeah.
to get to your height.
No, I don't think I'm gonna have a whack at the open this year. Okay, so we mentioned in previous podcasts, Sam, that you'd come from an MMA background, and Jamie, you had done rugby. Is there any disciplines you think help, like leading into CrossFit, or that kind of complement each other? Or what do you think getting in? Does coming from a sporting background help, or can anyone just pick it up and commit to it?
I think if you had a Olympic weightlifting background, a gymnastics background, and some sort of cross country background, I think you'd be some sort of super specimen ready for CrossFit.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because in competitions, like obviously coming from martial arts and rugby, like it's very like in the moment you have to execute. But well, maybe in both of those sports as well, but there's the challenges in your way are kind of still yourself. But coming from a sport that's like, okay, if I don't execute, I'm going to get punched in the face, or I'm going to take a tackle and I'll let down my team. Like that kind of on the line, everything's on the line mentality. Like, or else I'm going to get hurt, sort of thing.
Yeah,
is
definitely
in the
pass
way.
it over.
But like weightlifting's like, I miss a lift. Obviously, you take it seriously and you're bummed out, but you just miss a lift.
Yeah, no,
you know.
that's fair enough. I think I did a little bit of judo when I was younger, like really young, and they kind of were teaching us how to do just different types of tumbles and front hand flips and using a gymnastics horse to do hand flips off. So that definitely helped me with the gymnastics stuff. I know I kind of took that up, like I got onto all my handstands and all a lot easier. So that was one side. But I also think in rugby or any sport that you're playing seriously, it gives you that kind of laser focus that you know you want to achieve a goal. And for both of us, we had fitness behind our sports. That's what we were really into. But just the discipline of playing at a highish level, or at least really caring about what you're doing, that I definitely brought that discipline along with to my CrossFit training, and I understood that. I think one of the big things that we talk about a good bit is when you're going to the gym and you're doing your CrossFit training, it's not about just showing up and just doing a workout as hard as you can every single day, but you've got to take each day as like training. So I'm not going to kill myself today. I'm going to spend 20 minutes just falling over doing a handstand ramp or whatever, but
Yeah.
I'm going to use it as training rather than picking my favorite movement and rather than picking my favorite workout and just going crazy every day, because you're not going to get better going crazy every day.
Just doing metcons all the time is just going to burn you out, and your joints are just going to get sore eventually. And you just lose motivation because you're so tired. You know.
Yeah.
Like handstand ramp is a perfect example. Like you kick up some days and like you might get one step and just fall down every time, but like just because you did that one step means the next time you come in, you're more than likely going to get the 2 steps, you know, and it's
That's
just
it.
building it up.
And you have to look
know?
at it as a sport. Like the Irish rugby team don't just every single day go out and play a match
Yeah.
and then just go home.
Exactly.
Like they break it into their line out drills or their scrums or their backs moves. So I think
And in martial arts, you're not just fighting people all the time.
constantly
Like,
going
you
out
have
looking for fights.
Yeah,
That's how
like,
you got so good.
Me and you fight. Okay, yeah, let's go. It's not like that at all. It's like you need to like, obviously it's the same as CrossFit. You need to stretch. You need to be mobile. You need to do your pad work. You need to do your drills, like your takedown drills, and like all your techniques. You know, you can't just start doing fights, which would be the exact equivalent of coming in and just doing metcons. You know?
I would like to see a contact event in CrossFit though. You
Yeah.
get to the final and then
You have to
suddenly
wrestle
you're
someone.
just paired up in a brawl. That would be pretty epic.
a wrestling
Yeah.
match or something.
Choose your gym weapon and go for it.
Some sort of like paddleboard piracy event, maybe. You know?
Yeah, If you could choose any weapon in the gym, what would it be?
A weapon in the gym. What could really do some damage?
Filippo would be able to pick up a rower. He'd be charging at people with a
Can
rower.
I use
I'd say.
Filippo
like,
as my
joust
weapon?
Yeah, Filippo as your weapon.
Yeah.
He's a weapon.
Yeah,
he's
I pick
total
Filippo.
weapon.
He's my weapon.
Oh, I don't know. I think I know. Is this a home gym workout or the in gym? Because if it was home gym, I'd
Well, no, 'cause you
distract
just grab
them with
a
a wall
knife,
ball
like.
and get the dowel or something and hit them in slow. But
The fire poker.
Yeah.
otherwise,
Yeah.
I think a barbell. You just like, how do you dodge a barbell?
Yeah, that's true. But you
think-
know, your
I
aim
think
would have to
easily
be
you
on.
can dodge a barbell.
I'd go for the short range, 2 8-kilo kettlebells. I'd be swinging like a windmill.
Yeah,
I'd be
I
coming in
was thinking
fast.
kettlebell as well.
Like
Like,
this.
yeah.
If you get in my way, it's your own fault.
Exactly.
Sort of thing. Yeah.
100%.
Very good. Insurance is covered. Then they just walked into you.
This is true.
So,
Oh god. Okay. Here's another non-CrossFit related question. If you had to pick one superpower, what are you going for?
super fitness. No. Super speed and strength are definitely cheating for CrossFit.
Yeah. No speed or strength.
Oh, flight, but without wings. Like you just like Superman flight. That'd be like, imagine getting
No, like X-Men style. where
like
they've
in the
got
lockdown,
massive
like, oh,
wings, yeah.
damn it, the checkpoints. Like,
That would be pretty
just
epic.
go.
Let me
you
go
know.
get my Bunsen burger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
I'd be an animal talker. I'd be like,
Oh yeah.
I'd have a special call, just oh, and I just have animals coming out from the hills all over, and then we
Oh,
just
that'd be so good. 'Cause I
roam
al-
the streets.
I always want to know what dogs are thinking.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
Because I always feel bad if you leave the house.
What is going on in their heads? Like,
If you leave the house, they're like, he's never coming back. That's what they think. But like, you can't just say, I'll be back in 10 minutes. They have no concept of that. You know.
imagine they
get
did
so
though, and
sad.
they were sitting there going, "Why is he talking to me like I'm a child?"
Yeah,
They're
that's
like,
your-
"No, I get it. You're
Stop,
just
stop
come back."
rubbing my face.
Yeah. I want someone to do a Doctor Dolittle movie, but all the animals are like, "Please, just fuck off! Like, stop rubbing my face."
Yeah.
I think my girlfriend can talk to animals. I think she has that superpower.
Okay, that's technically time on the clock, but we're gonna go for one more because I only have one left on my list, and I'm not falling one rep short. So, favorite competition hosted in Ireland, and maybe like your favorite like event you did at that competition.
Oh, definitely the Filthy 150 has to be. Favorite event? There was one workout with rope climbs, and this was in November last year. And it was definitely a bit wet out, like it was raining and stuff. But the rope climbs were on like a big. The only way I can describe it was like, I don't know, it was like this big steel. It looked like something out of WrestleMania or something. Like, and there was just ropes hanging from it, and there was like hay underneath in case you like kind of slipped or whatever. And everyone was moaning, like you could see who the real moaner athletes were because they're like, oh, it's so slippy, and that's why I couldn't climb the rope. But I was like, but you had to do it a certain way. So you had to climb the rope, lower yourself on the rope, and before you touch the ground, climb it again. And it was really hard. And then everyone was slipping because it was kind of a bit wet, but everyone just used it as a big excuse for the rope climbs. And I actually loved that workout because I don't know why no one else thought of it, but I just wore some gardening gloves that were really sticky. Just put some chalk on them, and I was up and down the rope, no problem. Well, it was hard, obviously, but it was the level of hard it was meant to be for the workout. And I just crushed it, and I was like, okay, this is good. like, this is good. I thought it was class
Yeah,
that everyone
no,
was just
definitely.
moaning about it.
So I'm actually going to pick the same comp and the same workout. The Filthy 150 was one of the best sanctionals that I did last year. I really enjoyed it. But it was my first time competing with the team. So I had only just decided to go with the team. They came over, I think, to say the competition started on the Friday. They came over on the Wednesday. So I was like, barely remember the teammates' names on the competition floor type of thing. And I knew they were serious athletes, but in my head, I was going from individual to team. I hadn't done it before. So kind of thought it was a step down. I wasn't really sure until I meet these guys and they come to chapter 2 and we're training together. And I'm like, oh my God, these lads are freaks. But like going home, doing some extra push-ups, trying to get fitter later on that night. But yeah, so same thing, the running event, but the way we had to do it, it was like a relay. And as I mentioned earlier, you don't want to be the slowest person on the team. So I went out thinking, like, we had no idea how we'd perform. The whole team are individual athletes who have all just come team, so we didn't know how to train together. We hadn't even talked that much. And it starts as the relay. So what we have to do is you have to run 400 meters, go up and down the rope, run back in, and then do remaining time, max effort on the ski erg. Then you max meters on the ski erg. Then I think it was like a 4-minute AMRAP maybe, and then you tag in your next partner and they go. So I was going last on the team, and I remember, and so obviously we want to do well in that event. So Matilda starts and she wins the run, and running is what my worst thing. So she wins the run, she flies up and down the rope, she's in first and she's absolutely killing it. So I'm like, yes, we're in lead. Then Ella goes. Ella again flies it, wins the run. So it's 2 people winning the run. And I'm like, okay, it's good we're winning, but slow down, guys. Okay. Then Josh goes, and I didn't know Josh is literally a husky. Like, he just sprints. So he takes off. He's like back before most people even touch the rope. So now I'm just hoping like someone will mess up, because we've got such a big lead that I'm like, it's there for me to lose. So I took it on. I managed to do well. We did win the event, but it was definitely my favorite event. It was a really cool event, and doing it as a team, it was my first experience doing a team comp, and was run really well. So yeah, 100% Filthy all the way.
Quickly, I remember you saying something before, like, were you training that week for the rope climbs and something went wrong with the rope climbs?
Well,
was it that week, like, you were showing off, or not showing off, but like had to like be the big dog while your new team arrived and you were climbing a rope?
Oh yeah, so yeah, we were practicing. Well, firstly we were practicing the workouts, and we had never even seen the worm before, so I thought we'd like strap some boxing bags together, which is so not like the worm. So that was first thing. If you're ever practicing a worm, do not try to use boxing bags, because it doesn't work. But yeah, we were flying up and down the rope, and like, they're absolute ninjas. Like, they're class. Even in their warm-ups, they were pretty good. So I was like, I'm going to just start climbing the rope and climbing it really fast. So I'm like climbing up to the top of the rope in the gym. And then somehow I missed one of my hands on the top. And then I was like, tried to put my other hand on top and missed as well. And literally just let go from the very top of the rope and smashed myself on the floor. And you know when you get injured in a match or anything, and you kind of have to shake it off. So you start walking it off, but you can't really walk. You're more like limping around. So yeah, my first experience meeting the team was not great. On my own home turf and all, and falling off my own ropes, like, not ideal.
That's very funny.
I'm surprised you could walk after that, to be fair. That's I'm looking at it now, that's a high roof. Like, that's a fall.
Yeah, it's
solid ground. Well, fair play, lads. That's all the questions I have for you this week. If you're listening or watching and you do have questions, you can leave a comment or find us on Instagram. Thanks, boys.
Thanks again for listening, guys, and please like and share our podcast if you enjoyed it.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.